Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. Welcome to King Steve Arias here. We have a really exciting episode today. We are talking about supply drops. Before we get into this video, thank you guys so much for the love on the last video. I reached over 200 views, and man, does that make me happy. So thank you guys so much. Also, guys, if you guys haven't already, I'd love it if you guys would subscribe to my channel. It just makes me so happy. Also, hit that like button. And comments are always loved, and I always read your comments and reply as well. So thank you guys so much. So on to the topic today. I'm talking all about supply drops. Supply drops. The COD community is in an uproar, especially right now. I mean, there's been a lot of debated topics on supply drops. Now, if you don't know what supply drops are, specifically in Call of Duty, supply drops are these things that you pay crypto keys, which you earn in in-game currency. You can also purchase them for $2, and you can get COD points and get these supply drops. The supply drops have three random things that are accumulated between emblems and there are camos, there are different reticles you can get for your recon. There are tons and tons and tons and tons of things you can get with these. Probably thousands of items, honestly, that you can get. The big thing about this is the way that you get weapons in this game. Like, if you want more weapons, you have to get it through supply drops. And as you can tell, not many people are happy about this. The percent rating for getting a melee weapon or a normal gun is somewhere around 4%, I believe. So that means, let me put that in perspective. If you were to buy, right, and I'm using money here, because it's $2 for one supply drop. If you were to buy, right, if you were to buy 100 supply drops, right, 100. You would probably have about 4 of them that have either a melee weapon or a gun. That's $200 worth of money for 4 weapons. Now, I don't know about you, but that's ridiculous to me. That's utterly absurd. Utterly absurd. And a lot of people probably are thinking, well, if you're not part of the COD community, a lot of people are thinking, well, you said it's in-game currency, right? Well, yeah, you are correct, but you only get, what is it? You only get like 2 to 3. 3 is like the best you could ever get crypto keys in one game, and it costs 10 crypto keys. But we're talking about rare supply drops. These are rare supply drops that we're talking about, not common. So it would be even more for common. Common are 10 and rare are 30. So 30, so you would need at least 10. It's like, if you play really good, you get 3, like in the game. So you'd have to be on the top leaderboard every time that you got one of these. And, like, dude, it just ain't gonna happen, man. It just is not gonna happen, you know what I'm saying? Like, that just doesn't happen very often. And so, like, I mean, it does. I mean, if you're really good at the game, I guess it does. But what I'm trying to say here, I'm trying to get back on topic here, is that, like, the supply drops, it's very hard. And so you would take about 10 games to get one rare supply drop, right? So you would need to play 1,000 games to get 4 of these weapons, apparently. I mean, theoretically, you should get 4. I have played the game for a good 200 hours, okay? I have not purchased any COD points whatsoever. But I'll tell you what, I'll tell you something, guys. I will tell you something. I've only got one thing. I've gotten one melee weapon out of 200 hours. That's it. That's all, man. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to do. It's ridiculous, man. It's just downright ridiculous. I have put so much time and effort into this game, and I've only gotten that much. And some of you were like, really? I got more, and maybe some of you do, but I'm just saying, I've put about 200 hours into this game, and I have yet to see more than one item for me, man. Oh, gosh. It's just such a frustrating system. And I'm going to talk about, I'm just talking about supply drops in general. I'm just going to kind of talk about them in this, but I'm going to propose a solution to this problem But for now, we're just gonna have to deal with it because they are in Black Ops 3, unfortunately. All right, and we're just gonna have to deal with it. And the thing about supply drops is, when they first came out, I was fine with them, dude. It didn't, the supply drops were fine with me because they were all cosmetic. They were just camos and everything else. Then they put in weapons. If they didn't put in weapons, I would have no problem. I don't think anyone would have a problem with this system. Nothing, no problem at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't have the weapons, or if you don't have, if you don't have the camo, if you don't get it, it's like, okay, that's fine, whatever. We can just try to get as many camos as you want. I mean, I don't think it's that big of a deal. It's so stupid that now it's with stupid guns. Now they added guns and they ruined the whole system. If it was just cosmetic items, like I said, I don't think anyone would be upset. But they added weapons, and man, it just caused a big ruckus, man. Big ruckus. So guys, we have this system now, and man, they added weapons, and they add melee weapons, cool melee weapons, and oh goodness, man. Oh goodness, it's really screwed up the system. Um, with everything else going on, and been this big notion. I've heard several YouTubers talk about this. Is should we consider this gambling then? Is that what we're doing? Because gambling is illegal. Now, of course, no one is going to sue Activision. No one is going to do that. All of us are just YouTubers. We're poor YouTubers that can't afford anything at all. I mean, we're not all of us are poor, but no one's gonna sue Activision. That would take too much time, effort. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. But in a sense, I think it's gambling. I really do. I think that. I'm not gonna look. I was gonna look up gambling and do a whole big spiel on it, but you know what? To tell you the truth, I think about it and I'm like, I don't. It is gambling, but what can we do about it? You know what I'm saying? I think that other things as well are gambling as well. You look at card games like Magic the Gathering. Like, you spend money on those cards, hoping that you'll get that one card that's worth so much money, or that does that really cool thing, has a really cool ability. Now you will always get like something pretty good out of those. You'll get like a decent card. Like, that you're gonna get cards though, and I think that that's the big thing against saying that this is really truly gambling, is that you may not get a weapon at all. Like, you are doing these to get weapons. But you do get some other things. But that's not what we want. We are doing these specifically for weapons. If there weren't weapons, we wouldn't really care. We wouldn't care about these as much. And so that's the big thing about this, is it really is gambling. And man, there are so many kids and people playing this game, and it's just like, this is terrible, man. These kids, and I can imagine some kid just spending hundreds of dollars on supply drops trying to get these weapons. And it's just not right, man. It's just not right. We pay $60 for the season pass, and then they have the audacity to say, hey, we have supply drops now on top of this. This is ridiculous, man. This is absurd. These weapons should be included in the season pass. They should be. They just should be. I don't think there's a problem if it's just cosmetic items, but when you add weapons that can change the gameplay value, that's when you're crossing a line, and that's when you're saying, look, we have a product, and you can't use it because you're not lucky enough. That's basically what they're telling him. And if you can dish out enough dough, you might get these items. They have to make it fair for everybody, but it's not fair. It's not fair at all. Oh man, it just goes. It really makes COD. It makes me mad too. I'm just mad because some of these weapons, I'd be like, that'd be really cool. Even if they put out the weapons, if they made the weapons and they gave them to us for like, I don't know, like $2 a piece or something like that, or $3 or $4 or maybe even $5. Like, I would buy these weapons for $5 a piece. I think that wouldn't happen. Oh man, dude, this just gets me going, man. It gets a lot of people upset and mad and angry. And when you are gambling, when kids are gambling like this, it teaches bad it teaches wrong things right off the bat. I mean, is this what Call of Duty is going to become? Is a bunch of gambling? With all these little kids, they learn that gambling is the way to deal with their problems. Like, really, morally, is that really right at all either? It raises a whole bunch of questions, at least to me. I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there. I'm just gonna say that and let it be. I'm just gonna say that and let it be. Um, so yeah, guys, there is that. There's a lot to say. There's a lot to do. Um, with everything that's going on, man, it's just like, oh, everyone's upset about the supply drops. Everybody's mad. I'm gonna make a video tomorrow though, talking specifically about DLC and kind of that could very well resolve this issue with not only supply drops but DLC in general, because all of us are sick and tired of dishing out cash over and over for Call of Duty. Sick and tired of it. So. Alright, guys, I think that's about it. This is a really good game that came down to the wire, kind of. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like what you saw here, please, guys, hit that like button. It means so much to me. Also, if you guys don't mind subscribing, I love new subscribers. And I would be ecstatic if you wouldn't mind subscribing. And also, guys, leave comments down below. I'd love to have an active comment community. That would really make me happy. If we could constantly get people just talking about these subjects, that's kind of what I want to ensue. This is just kind of a discussion starter to get people thinking about these certain things and talking about it. So, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like this video, please hit that like button. I will see you guys in the next one, and have a fantastical day. Bye-bye, guys.
Good job, CDP. Mission reassignments inbound.
Crushed it.
Step up if you want to get burned.